Hey everyone, this is going to be a bonus section. If you haven't already started your scan, I recommend you do that now. It's going to take some time. And in the meantime, while your tactical arbitrage scan is running, we can go over this information. Now, I want to say that I'm not going to go into detail on a lot of this stuff, but I am going to touch on it, point you in the right direction. And these tactics are going to really make your business much more automated. I have videos on all of these, but like I said, I still wanted to touch on them just so you know about them. So the first thing I'm going to touch on is how often do I scan? Now, my routine typically works like this. I'll run a scan before I go to bed. And then when I get up in the morning, usually one of the earlier things I do, and I can go over it. It takes me maybe 30 minutes, and I can usually find quite a few profitable items to send into Amazon. And then I'll do maybe another one that day. It just depends on how things are going in the business at that point. Now, something else I wanted to touch on is scaling, hiring a virtual assistant to do this. Now, this is what I'm working on right now. I'm not at that point yet, but they're going to help you basically narrow in on some items. And what I have done is I have an ebook, it's 40 pages long, and I plan on giving this to whoever I hire to read and learn. And you guys can do the same. I don't see why you can't. Teaches them everything they should know. And what we need to do is we can just roll over here to Online Jobs PH, and you can find a cheap, I should say affordable virtual assistant. And there are other sites like this, but everyone I know who's helped me out and has worked with me has shown me this site. So that's the one I'm using currently. Now, I'm not going to zoom back in on the PowerPoint because we're going to hop back out again. But okay, we're going to use cashback sites. I wanted to touch on the cashback sites. I did mention these, but I just can't emphasize enough how much money you guys are going to save in the long run. The ones I primarily use are Top Cashback and Ebates, and I'll price check. So, they're different. Some, Kohl's on Ebates might be 6%, but Kohl's on Top Cashback might be 10. So you really want to double check, but this will save you money and it really does add up. So I'm not going to give you a tutorial on that. I did want to touch on it though. Next is keeping track of sales tax. Now, this can be kind of daunting for some people, but if you guys go over here to taxjar.com, you can just hook up your Amazon account and it's only 20 bucks a month. And they will tell you how much sales tax you need to collect based on the state that you're in or wherever you have your sales permit filed. You do have to get your sales permit first before you can start doing that, but it's extremely automated. I just wanted to touch on that. Then finding a prep center. Now, if you're out of the United States, this is something you're going to have to do anyways, assuming you want to sell in the US marketplace. But I highly recommend everyone do this. And this is as simple as just Googling prep center for Amazon FBA. And like I said, I'm going to touch on some key points here that you're going to want to call them up and make sure that they deal with your business model. Do they deal with online arbitrage? Do they deal with whatever you're sourcing? Are we sourcing new products? Some people source books. Do they deal with books? Like, you just want to reach out. Keep in mind, how fast are they contacting you back? Make a spreadsheet. This is going to really further your guys' business going forward. And then the last thing I want to talk about is getting ungated. Getting ungated is going to be essential, whether you're in wholesale or online arbitrage or whatever business model you're doing. First off, you want to make sure you can sell the brands that you're putting on Amazon. If you cannot sell those brands, your account will get suspended. So you want to make sure that you can actually sell the brands that you're sending into Amazon. And I've talked about that in some of my other videos. Getting ungated will eliminate competition. So I know that if you're selling topicals or supplements or some, maybe makeup or beauty products, you're going to be facing less competition than the guy who's trying to sell the toy that everyone can sell from Walmart. Not saying you can't do it. And in the beginning, you're just going to have to start selling. Okay. So you can make some money. And then after your account's been open, either for a certain period of time or you've accumulated a certain dollar amount, you're going to get ungated in more and more things. So, you got to start somewhere. So like I said, I highly recommend that. I have a video on how to get ungated if that is something you guys are interested in. But yeah, I just wanted to touch on these things and just let you know, just going forward, just some ways that you can really automate, grow, and expand your business. In the next slide, before we wrap things up, I'm going to talk about my cost of goods sold spreadsheet and just how I document things.